What if I told you the books that most transformed my thinking as a law student weren't legal textbooks, but stories and ideas that rewired how I see the world and my place in it? Today I'm sharing 5 books that challenged me, inspired me, and occasionally left me questioning everything I thought I knew about law, life, and well, humanity itself. Stick around because by the end, you might just find your next mind bending read. Ever felt that law school is a bubble? Let's pop that bubble. These books took me far beyond statutes and case law, straight into the heart of what it means to be human and a little bit of a legal rebel. First up, we have Sapiens and Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. They go hand in hand, so I have to bring them together. Imagine opening a book and suddenly zooming out, way out. Sapiens is like Google Earth for human story. One minute you are a hunter gatherer, the next you are inventing credit cards and constitutional law. Harari's big idea: most of what we think is real, money, nations, even the law itself, is a shade of myth. It's a collective story we all buy into, and that story is what keeps society running. He explains this by giving us the example of a beehive. Beehive has a queen bee, worker bee, and etc. But they don't have a lawyer bee because law is a fictional thing that we created to run the society better. To maintain the society, to maintain discipline in the society, to maintain law and order in the society. Every time I read a statute now, I ask, is this just another story we have all agreed to believe? It's humbling and a little unsettling. Homodeus flips the script. Okay, humans, you have conquered famine and plague. Now what? Suddenly, the legal questions aren't just about justice, but about AI rights, data privacy, and whether we will even need lawyers in a world run by algorithms. Spoiler, I hope so. If you want to see how the law fits into the grand scheme of civilization and what might replace it, these books are a must for you. Ever wondered why we care so much about what others think? The next book made me question every grade, every resume bullet point, and every late night study session spent wondering about what people think. The Courage to be Disliked by Ishiro Kishimi and Fumitage Koga. This book is a conversation, literally, a Socratic duel between a wise philosopher and an angsty youth. The core idea: your past doesn't chain you, it doesn't confine you. You don't need anyone's approval to live a meaningful life. As a law student where comparison is the unofficial campus sport, this was both radical and freeing for me. My favorite moment from this book is when the philosopher tells the youth, you are not the center of the universe. Ouch. But also, you're not the center of the universe. Relief, right? That's such a huge relief. I stopped obsessing over competition results and started focusing on what I actually wanted from my legal career. Why did I even choose a legal career? If you are tired of living for LinkedIn likes, this book will hand you the scissors to cut off those invisible strings. And trust me, I have uninstalled LinkedIn after this. Ready for a story that will make you rethink what really matters. This next book is the reason I keep tissues in my backpack and why I try to listen more than I talk. Third, we have Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. This isn't just a book, it's a heart to heart with life's greatest teacher. Maury, who is suffering from ALSA and facing his final days, meets with his former student every Tuesday to talk about love, regret, forgiveness, and what it means to live well. No legal doctrine ever taught me as much about empathy as Mori did. He reminded me that behind every case file, is a human story. My favorite lessons from many of the favorite lessons of this book is the most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and to let it come in. Not found in any case book, but maybe it should be. Another one of my favorite concepts from this book is to decide how you want to die before you decide how you want to live. It really gives you a perspective about your death in a good way. If you are buried in textbooks and forgetting why you started this journey, Maury will help you remember it. Hopefully. What if the founding father of self improvement was also a master of witty comebacks? Let's talk about the OG life hacker Benjamin Franklin, the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Franklin's autobiography is part self help, part adventure, and all charm. He sets out to perfect himself, tracking 13 virtues, inventing everything from bifocals to fire departments, and somehow finding time to help invent a whole damn country. Franklin's relentless curiosity and practical wisdom made me rethink my own routines. If he could juggle science, diplomacy, and printing press, maybe I could survive contracts and still have a hobby. My favorite line of him is lost time is never found. He probably didn't had Netflix. If you want to laugh, learn, and maybe get inspired to start your own 13 virtue challenge, this is your book. Ever feel like your mind is running the show and not always in a good way? The final book taught me how to quiet the noise and focus on what really matters. A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it right. Tolle's message is simple but profound. Most of our sufferings comes from identifying too much with our thoughts, achievements, and egos. As a law student, where overthinking is practically a competitive sport, this was a game changer. I learned to step back from the endless mental chatter. Did I brief that case right? Did I quote enough case laws? Did I refer to enough judgments? Should I have added more? Am I falling behind? And just be present. The favorite insight from this book is you're not your thoughts. But well, try telling that to your inner critic during finals week. Anyways, if you want to find peace in the chaos of law school or just life, Tolls got your back. Those were the 5 books, 6 technically, that didn't just change how I study law, they changed how I see the world. If you're curious which of the 55 books I read this year are actually worth your time, don't miss my previous video. I read 55 books so far this year. Which ones are worth it? I promise your reading list and maybe your outlook will never be the same. See you in the next Allah Hafiz.